going to wrap it up with a discussion that Coach brought up about the Florida A&M Pro Day going from 0 pro scouts, and I believe was it 2019 or was it 2020 or
It
early
was
2020?
that would have been 2019.
Okay,
2019.
so after 2018
Yeah.
season. Okay. So yeah, so just 3 years ago, I mean, the Florida A&M Pro Day had 0 pro scouts, and this year 28 pro scouts came out. And I got to say, this was a couple weeks after Coach Sanders came on the net and was like, "Hey, no one came down to, these 8 teams didn't come down to Jackson, Mississippi." And
Call him
I
out by
gotta say, I
name.
can't blame the NFL scouts, because if you give me a choice to go to Tallahassee or Jackson, Mississippi, no disrespect to the people of Jackson, Mississippi, but I'm going to choose Tallahassee every single time, especially this time of year when it's starting to get nice out. I mean, so, but what are your guys' thoughts? All joking aside, what are your guys' thoughts on this sort of, I guess, increasing awareness of the players in HBCU football?
I think it's awesome, man. I mean, we all trying to be part of that. I mean, coaches living that life every day. I mean, we all want to be a part of this change, man. But that was a low day 3 days ago. Excuse me, 3 years ago when FAMU had 0 pro scouts come out, and I think that's probably quiet as kept. That's probably the time where people really started to pay attention to that. There's some catching up that needs to happen for HBCU football now. It's hit its peak now once you start adding in, guys like Prime Time and Eddie George and Hugh Jackson. All these guys, it's starting to hit its peak when it comes to people, the really heavy voices being involved with this. But it's a really good time. So I'm proud of what's happening at FAMU when you see what happened 3 years ago to what happened now. And I even think Coach Simmons said it. I mean, this is a big move in the right direction. So for him to get, I don't know the exact number, but for him to get somewhere 28 to 30 scouts on his campus for Pro Day when 3 years ago there were no scouts, I mean, it tells you not only is the program working to make sure that exposure is coming to those kids, but at the same time the NFL is listening, man. I mean, I really think the league is listening, and the league's doing some really good things, and even for us, man. I mean, we had a bunch of scouts, show up into the rural part of Alabama, Selma, Marion, Alabama. So I just think that the league is listening. I think the HBCU Legacy Bowl had a really good turnout, if not all of the teams. Same thing with the HBCU Combine, if not all of the teams. So the league is listening, and that's the biggest key. The league, as long as the league is listening, you may not always be happy with the numbers at every pro day, right? But the league is listening, and I think and we're doing our part from the HBCU side to put the light on these kids. So I think the sky's the limit, and the arrow is definitely pointing up.
100%. I couldn't agree more, Coach. Especially with the combine that's going on, and that was big for the league to get behind that and have that be part of Senior Bowl weekend. I'd like to see some of the invitees, the numbers be bigger. I mean, we talk about the NFL combines, 380 something kids versus what was it, 50, 52, 48,
Yeah.
something like that. But I think that, in time, hopefully we push that up a little bit, you know what I mean? But, you know, um, they're starting to wrap their head around it like we talked about a few weeks ago when I was on, and that's great. That's great, as they should embrace it, you know what I mean? And invest more in it. So 100%, so spot on, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, and Coach Williams, you got to say, I mean, the scouts coming to rural Alabama, but not an easy drive at all. I know my cell phone lost service about an hour along the way, so not an hour, maybe 30 minutes along the way. But again, people are willing to see these events. All jokes aside, people are willing to see these events and see these players really work. I mean, because so everyone points to Teron Armstead, Darius Leonard, Tariq Cohen, but guys out here can ball. Guys in HBCUs can ball. So. Really excited for the future holds. Hopefully, it's not a fad, but it's something that's here to stay. So that's really all I got to say about that.
That's right. That's right. I think it's definitely here to stay, because not only that, I mean, you're gonna have a bunch of kids. I mean, there's kids now that have opened up their options when it comes to attending HBCUs. So I think as the talent level grows and the talent pool gets larger, then 4 years from now we're gonna be looking at all kinds of kids with shots at going to the pros. That's for sure.